Hello, this is Cedric Granger, aka Said Predict Sports, and I'm going to be going over all the games this year, and then I'm going to predict the NFL season. So here's what I think Week 1 is going to look like. I mean, there's some big games like the Rams and the Raiders playing. Vikings 49ers is going to be a big one. And I have a lot of home teams winning this week. I mean, not really any big upsets that I really need to go over here. So pretty straightforward for this week, and that's not really a playoff race this week because it's only week 1. So most teams are just 1-0 or 0-1. So yeah, that's pretty much it for week 1. So we'll move on to week 2 now. Things start to get a little bit more interesting. I mean, you got a pretty good Sunday night game between the Patriots and Jaguars, which I think the Jaguars will edge out the Patriots. Giants and Cowboys is always a good game when they play each other, and same as Packers and Vikings and Falcons and Panthers. So I think the Falcons are going to take it over the Panthers because they're at home. Same thing with Packers getting to play in Lambeau. So yeah, I think that's pretty much how it's going to go. The Bengals are actually the number 1 seed right now in the AFC, which is funny. All right, so here's week 3 as the Browns start off the week with a big win, and they break their giant losing streak of over 24 games or 23 games at this point. And yep, not really too many major games. I mean, the Chargers and Rams, that's actually a pretty good game. So yeah, some of the games got cut off, so you will get to see some of those games that gets cut off right here in a second. And yeah, here we go. So all the games that got cut off, those are my predictions for those games. Chargers over the Rams. All right, so here's week 4. Big game between the Ravens and the Steelers. That's always a great game on Sunday Night Football. I think the Steelers take it. Rams over the Vikings is also a big win in the NFC playoff race, which may come into play later this year. And as you can see, playoffs seedings are starting to take shape a little bit, with teams starting to separate themselves, going 4-0 and 3-1 and 2-2 and stuff like that. Some teams that you wouldn't expect to be in the playoffs are right now in it. Here is week 5. Things start to get a little bit more clear. Teams are starting to separate themselves. So let's see, we got any big games here? Not really anything. Oh, there's Battle of Texas. Houston Texans and Dallas Cowboys right there. That should be good. And I think Deshaun Watson and company, they'll get it done over Zeke and the boys. But I think that's going to be a really fun game. I'm excited for that one. So here comes the next week. We got Steelers and Bengals. That's always a mean matchup. There's always a lot of injuries in those games. Ravens and Titans is pretty key for the AFC playoff race right there. Same with Bills and Texans. And then we got the Rams getting upset at Denver. The Jaguars get upset at Dallas. That's pretty much it. I mean, I got the Eagles being upset by the New York Giants and Saquon Barkley. I think Saquon Barkley and company get it done. And the Packers beat the 49ers. All right, and on to week 7 here as the playoff race is really starting to take shape now. The Titans get a big win over San Diego Chargers, which boosts them into the playoffs. Let's see, Bears upset the New England Patriots. The Saints are upset by the Baltimore Ravens. The Eagles get a big win over Cam Newton and the Panthers. The 49ers hold serve at home, and they are able to beat the Rams. And yep, I think that's it for this week. So we got week 8 coming up. And I actually was turning up the volume when I took a screenshot of this. That was my mistake right there. I'll show you the games that are blocked off there. But yeah, I mean, I got the Saints getting revenge on the Vikings down there. That's going to be a pretty big win if the Saints can get that done. Get revenge for the Diggs play. And then we got the Rams. They're beating the Packers this week. And nothing else too crazy this week. Just pretty much standard how it's expected to go. And here are the games that were cut off. Oh, Jaguars and Eagles. Huge game. I got the Jaguars winning. They're really good in London. Got the Panthers over the Ravens and the Bears winning the one at home against the Jets. All right, week 9, as you can see, some of the contenders in the playoffs are starting to really show that they're the best teams in their respective conferences. The Ravens get a big win over the Steelers this week. The Niners get a big win over the Raiders. The Saints get a big win over the Rams. That's going to really help them out in the playoff race as it starts to wind down. We got, let's see, the Browns getting a win over the Chiefs. So the Browns, They got their third win of the season right now after winning 0 last year. And here we go. We got the teams starting to really like take over their sides. So we got the Jaguars, and after their win over the Steelers on this week Sunday night, they take the first place in the AFC. And same with the Niners. The Niners go up to 8-2. So those two teams are the class of the NFL at this point in the season. And I did this all by just predicting games straight up, not really looking at who's like needs to win in this certain scenario. I just picked the games. All right, here we go in this week 12 here. Anything really crazy? Oh, the Bills upset the Jaguars. There's a game that's cut off down there. I apologize for that. Saints get a big one over the Falcons. Eagles get revenge over the Giants this week. Let's see. The NFC playoff picture and the AFC playoff picture are starting to look pretty good with the Ravens and Texans battling in the AFC and a whole bunch of teams battling in the NFC. On to week 13 as the Jaguars still cling to the lead, and same thing with the 49ers. Let's see, any big games this week? We got Steelers getting a big win over the San Diego Chargers at home. The Cowboys get a big win over the New Orleans Saints. Packers beat the Cardinals. Rams go on the road to beat the Detroit Lions. And the Vikings go into Foxborough and beat New England. I believe that'll be New England's last loss, if I get that right. Here we go. The Titans get a big win at home over the Jaguars, and the Titans take over the first place seed. I never thought I'd see that. Let's see. We got Patriots winning in Miami, which they struggled to do last year. The Chargers beating the Bengals. Steelers steal one on the road. The Niners get one over the tricky Broncos. Got the Cowboys beating the Eagles, which is key in that division race right there. And the Bears upset the Rams. On to week 15, where we got the Chargers being upset in Arrowhead by the Kansas City Chiefs. The Patriots go into Pittsburgh and they beat the Steelers. We got the Ravens taking care of business there. Lions taking care of business. Jaguars winning at home. Rams beating the Eagles, which is key. And the Panthers get a win over the Saints, which might be really key going into this NFC playoff race or NFC South playoff race. Now on to week 16, as the season's really starting to wind down, you can see all these teams that are fighting for playoff spots, which this really hurts the Ravens right here as they lose to the San Diego Chargers, which really almost eliminates them. We got the Patriots over the Bills. That's almost expected. The Browns upset the Bengals. Eagles are out the Texans. Panthers take out the Falcons. And the Cowboys have beat the Buccaneers here. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that week. And finally, week 17. Those are what the playoff standings look like. I'm surprised. Really am. I didn't expect the Titans to be the number 1 seed in the AFC. I don't think that's actually going to happen, but hey, I mean, anything can happen in the NFL, but I don't think the Titans are going to be 12-4 and win that. I just predicted games, just went in there, picked teams with the NFL playoff predictor, and this is how it came out. There's a lot of accurate picks, so I like this overall. I think this is pretty accurate. So here's all the standings. Here's the NFC and AFC North standings right here, with the Steelers winning. And actually, they've won pretty close. They almost lost the division to the Ravens. And then we have the Vikings edging out the Packers by 1 win. So good for the Vikings. And then we got the South divisions. We got the Titans, Texans, and Jaguars all doing excellent, all making playoffs. And then we got the Saints are the only team in the NFC South to make it. The NFC is just tough. I mean, 10-6 Panthers and 9-7 Falcons don't even make the playoffs in that division. We got the Patriots at 12-4, like expected. They were always good. And the Eagles, they almost lost the division to the Cowboys, who I think are going to fall short just one more time just because the NFC is so tough. The Giants improve a lot, too. And then San Diego, they do pretty well in the AFC South. They go 11-5, and they take that division. And the, that's the AFC West, my bad. And then the NFC West right there, there's the Niners and the Rams being the class of that division. So, yep, thank you guys for watching this video. Those were all NFL teams, so I just wanted to put the NFL logo right there. So, thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. And the playoffs should be coming soon.